Let's be real. Forget everything you've probably heard about hustle culture. We're not going to talk about burning yourself out just to build a side income. Instead, we're going to explore a surprisingly calm and strategic 3-tier approach to creating some real financial breathing room in your life.
So let's just dive right in with a pretty crucial question. If your main income source just vanished tomorrow, a layoff, an economic shift, anything, what's your plan B? For most of us, if we're being honest, the answer to that is kind of terrifying. And you know why? It's because most of us were taught to rely on just one single paycheck. Go to school, get a good job, work for 40 years. It's a plan that has never, ever felt more fragile than it does right now.
But what if there was a totally different way to think about this? Well, there is. Research that looked at IRS data found that the majority of millionaires have at least three distinct sources of income, not one. And here's the kicker, they didn't get them all at once. They built them methodically, one on top of the other. So, this reliance on just one paycheck, that's what I call the trap. And listen, feeling anxious about it isn't some personal flaw. It's just a systemic risk, right? It's like trying to balance all your financial weight on just one single point of support. It's naturally unstable. So, the solution is pretty straightforward. We need to build more points of support. The 3-stream strategy is all about layering new income sources slowly and intentionally. This isn't some frantic sprint to get rich quick. It's a calm, structured process to get wealthy over time. Okay, so how do we actually do this? We use what's called the 3-tier income stack. Let's break down how active, semi-passive, and passive income streams all work together to build genuine, long-lasting financial stability. All right, first up is Tier 1, your active income. This is your main gig, your job, your freelance work. And this is so important. You do not abandon this. Think of it as the engine. Its entire purpose is to fund the whole operation. You want to protect it and you want to optimize it. Next, we get to Tier 2, and this is the bridge. This is your semi-passive income. Now, it does require a good bit of work up front, but eventually, it starts to generate revenue with a lot less of your active management. Think of an online course you create once, or maybe a portfolio of dividend stocks. The real goal here is to have this tier eventually replace 30 to 50% of your active income. That's the point where financial anxiety really, truly starts to fade. And finally, that brings us to Tier 3, true passive income. This is the ultimate goal, right? Money that shows up whether you're working or not. The key difference here is that this tier is often built by your capital doing the work, not your time. It's built on the solid foundation that you laid with the first 2 tiers. So, let's just step back and look at the whole system together. You've got your engine, you've got your bridge, and you've got your goal. The most important thing to see here is how they all connect. Your engine funds the bridge, and then those 2 together build the foundation for your ultimate goal. See? It's a totally interconnected system. Now, this next part is so important because this is where most people get tripped up. They try to do everything all at once, and they just burn out. So to prevent that from happening to you, there are 4 simple but totally non-negotiable rules you need to follow. Rule number 1 is absolutely critical. Focus on one and only one new stream at a time. That's it. Give it a dedicated 90-day period. Let it build momentum. Because scattered energy just kind of disappears, but focused effort, that's what compounds. Okay, rule 2, automate before you add. Before you even think about starting a new stream, make sure your existing ones are as self-sufficient as possible. Use tools, set up automatic transfers, whatever it takes. If it needs your daily attention just to survive, it's not a stable enough foundation to build on top of. Next up, you have to protect your energy. You know where the anxiety in this process comes from? It comes from feeling out of control. A super simple 15-minute wealth review each week. Just checking your numbers, seeing the progress, it totally eliminates that fear. Clarity is calming. And finally, rule 4 is a big mindset shift. You have to think in years, not weeks. The people you see who are getting huge returns today, they put in the work for months, maybe even years, with very little to show for it at first. When you zoom out to a 2 or 3 year horizon, everything suddenly feels way more manageable. All right, enough theory, let's turn this into action. And don't worry, this isn't about the full 90 days just yet. This is about your first 4 weeks, a simple, non-intimidating plan to build the foundation for your very first 90-day project. Here's your plan. Week 1, we start simple with an audit. Just write down your income and identify one monetizable skill you already have. That's it. Then, week 2, you'll do some light research. Just explore one tier 2 idea. Maybe you look into dividend ETFs or brainstorm a simple digital product. No pressure, just explore. Week 3 is about action. Take one small, tiny, concrete step. Open a brokerage account, write the first paragraph of an ebook, buy a single share of a stock. The goal here is just to break the inertia. And finally, week 4, you'll review. How did that feel? What'd you learn? Then you set a calendar reminder for 90 days from now to check your progress. Just by doing these 4 small steps, you've officially started.
You know, this whole process isn't about becoming some superhuman who never sleeps. It's really about being smart and intentional with the time you already have. It's just like the side says, it's about planting financial seeds steadily, patiently, and without any panic.
You don't need to be rich or fearless to start this journey, not at all. You just need to take one small step that your future self is going to be incredibly grateful for. So the only question left is, what income stream are you going to build first?